I'm Reverend Birgit Goodrow, and welcome back to my Bible study. Today we're going to look into Genesis chapter 18, and I'm going to start reading in verse 1.
Then the Lord appeared to him by the terebinth trees of Mamre, as he was sitting in the tent door in the heat of the day. And this is today. Mamre is called Hebron in Judea. And I will show you in a few minutes the terebinth tree, which still exists. It's something like the oak tree. And here Abraham sat with the Lord and ate.
In verse 2, it says, He lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the ground. And he said, My Lord. So Abraham recognized the Lord. I have found favor in your sight. Do not pass on by your servant. Please let a little water be brought and wash your feet and rest yourself under the tree.
I always wondered how they made meals and cooked back then. I found some footage of ancient cooking, and now I'm going to just continue in verse 5 and 6. And I will bring a morsel of bread, that you may refresh your hearts. After that you may pass by, inasmuch as you have come to your servant. They said, Do as you have said. So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah and said, Quickly make ready 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes.
In verse 7, and Abraham ran to the herd, took a tender and a good calf, and gave it to a young man, and he hastened to prepare it. So he took butter and milk and the calf which he had prepared and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree as they ate. Then they said to him, Where is Sarah, your wife? So he said, Here in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return to you according to the time of life. And behold, Sarah, your wife, shall have a son.
Here's a photo of the terebinth tree, which exists today. And on these branches are fruit on the tree. And here is a close-up of the fruit on the terebinth tree.
So Sarah was in the tent door, and she heard all this, and she was laughing deep inside, and she was thinking, in my old age and Abraham 100, are we supposed to have some pleasure now in our old age? And it says that here in scripture. But the Lord said, Why are you laughing? But she tried to deny the fact that she was laughing, said, Oh, I'm just afraid. But God trusts Abraham, and through him there is going to be many, many nations born, and he trusts him because he was pretty strict and very straightforward about God's words and God's law and how everyone should behave according to the law of the Lord. Now I'm going to end in verse 19. For I have known him in order that he may command his children and his whole household after him, that they keep the way of the Lord to do righteousness and justice, that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has spoken to him. So this was the last Bible study this year. I will continue in January. It is the Christmas season, and I will be doing some Christmas vlogs for you. And I just want to say thank you for joining me, for subscribing and watching my vlogs. I appreciate each one of you, and just want to say have a blessed Christmas and a blessed New Year.